business owner? Entrepreneur? Want to learn how online marketing can improve your business?
Your questions.
Our advice.
This is Not a Real Job.
Welcome to episode 92 of our dumb show. We recorded, I'm going to say a good half, maybe 2/3 of an episode, and then I lost the audio file.
Like a real dum-dum.
Like it's not my fault, but I still have so much just...
Let's just say that before it stopped working, Joel was wishing me my death.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to take it as evidence of anything, but we're one to read into it. Karmic retaliation.
Karmic retribution that was well-deserved.
Anyway, who are you?
I'm Chris.
Cool.
Who are you?
I'm Joel.
We're Chris and Joel. We host this podcast, and we help you turn the things you love into things that make you money.
Okay. Since we weren't doing any of that on the previous episode we attempted to record, do you think we should maybe think of a topic?
Sure. Well, first, what are you drinking?
Rye and cola. We did a pretty sick goof about, whether it was a cola of my own creation or something like that. And
he bought it. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, it's just Pepsi. And Chris is drinking like some diamond wine.
Yes, not to be confused with Diamond Mine.
I don't know what that is.
That was a new goof.
That's a video game.
Maybe.
Do you mind if I just play a video game? So angry.
It would be an improvement. So let's dive in. I've been hiring this week or attempting to hire. Yeah. I'm trying to get we hired collectively a developer for the application that we're working on, and that's really exciting. And then I also have separately, I'm on trial with a designer and potentially a WordPress developer as well, depending on how quickly I can move on that. And then also we recently hired a new virtual assistant. Yeah. We've been doing a lot of hiring lately.
I think we can call it a spree.
A spree.
We've been on a hiring spree. Yeah, I mean, our new virtual assistant is fantastic. So that's been working out terrifically. Very exciting about the developer and whatnot as well. So yeah, one day we should probably dig in and talk a little bit more about this app that we're working on. But
yeah, I mean, I'll be completely honest. I've been kind of trying to avoid talking about it to anybody, just out of this fear that once I start talking about it, and then if it doesn't get finished, I'll look like a real dum-dum.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, also people will steal our ideas because that's the biggest fear in the world.
Yeah, totally.
Because it's obviously no one has ever had an idea this original and unique before. And should we utter it to others, before you know it, the market will be flooded.
We'll be just in trouble.
Is that what people worry about when they don't want to talk about their ideas because they think someone's going to steal them? That they've been the first person to have a wholly original idea in the history of the world?
I think
those generally seem crazy to me.
I think generally that's the case. I hope that my reasoning is sound. My logic I hope is good.
Yeah, of course. But it's just this crazy idea that everyone, like, you think that everyone's just one good idea away from fame and fortune. It's like, what's his face on Office Space? Like the jump to conclusions, Matt. Like, everyone's
ideas
got
are cheap.
Ideas are cheap. They're as Derek Sivers or something. He wrote a great blog post that I'll put in the show notes that ideas are merely multipliers of execution. A good idea makes the execution of it, that much better. A great idea makes the execution, better still. But really, what it comes down to is whether you built something good or not.
Yeah, and I hope we're on track to do that. I feel like we're on the right path.
Well, we're the two smartest people in the world.
I mean, I am. You lose QuickTime files, apparently.
Oh, that's true. And I was about to put something in the show notes, but we don't even have a document for this one.
Yeah, we're recording a little bit off the cuff this week.
What do I do? Do I just email it? Do I email it to internet?
Just email it to internet.
And
internet
put this in the show notes?
Internet. Yeah. It'll work.
God damn it. Yeah, so
that's not a shout out to Lindsay, by the way. We decided to record a second episode without telling anybody.
Oh yeah, no. Like, no, this is a personal attack
I mean, but also Joel is an asshole. So
what episode is this? 92?
92.
All right, I'm just putting a link in a document I've titled episode 92, and I hope the world will find it.
Perfect. That's all you need to do.
I don't know what to do now. Can I move this to a folder? Do we have
move
a folder?
it to internet?
Move it to internet. I'm so. What do I even do? All
Just
right.
say
Anyway.
to your computer, Siri, move folder to internet. That should do the trick.
Hey Siri, move the document I just created to the internet so other people can see it.
I'm not sure I understand.
Well,
She's not.
they're working out the bugs.
All right. Fuck. Apple. Get it
First
together.
they crash your QuickTime, and now Siri doesn't know what to do.
Yeah. So why are we recording off the cuff? Why don't we
'cause-
just stick to our regular schedule, Christopher?
Because I'm going to Mexico for a week. Ostensibly to relax. I have this idea in my head that I'm not going to bring my laptop, but as it gets closer and closer to actual departure, I'm feeling less and less certain about that goal. We'll see. There's just too much to do, you know.
I guess, man. I haven't relaxed probably ever. Not even
I don't
aware
really
of the
know what it's
concept.
like.
No, I think it's like sleeping. Is sleeping relaxing? I wake up with night terrors a lot.
Yeah, I wake up and can't get back to sleep all the time. So no, I don't know what real relaxation is.
Is it drugs?
It could be.
Oh,
I know nothing of these craven sybaritic delights.
I've
but-
never had a drug.
But what can only assume?
You know what my anti-drug is?
Me?
Podcasting. So yes, in a way.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Mhm. If I weren't podcasting right now, I would be probably high to death.
My anti-drug is alcohol.
Christopher, that's just another drug.
Really?
Turns out.
Ugh, today
Turns
I
out.
learned.
I know. You should
Frustrating.
you should try like skydiving, Rocky Mountain climbing, something.
2.7 seconds on a bull named Fu Manchu.
I guess. Honestly, I've never heard that song before. I only know it from references on Mabim Bam.
On podcasts.
Yeah. And since this is our Mabim Bam fan cast, it seems relevant. I'm upset on behalf of our listeners for how pointless the last 8 minutes has been. It's my fault. Again, it's not my fault. It's Tim Cook's fault. Actually, Scott Forstall. Let's
guy.
kick him while he's down. That we're redoing this, but I'm just being such a grump now. I don't know.
I feel like it was already better though than the last episode in terms of actual valuable, vaguely relevant content.
Yeah, but have we given any advice? This is an advice show, right? Yeah. Birds though.
Birds, yeah. So I'm upstate right now. And there are a lot of birds outside.
I'm
Frequently.
upstate too, way upstate.
Pretty far upstate.
I was recently in New Brunswick.
How was that?
We call it No Funswick. It's a little goof.
Oh, that's clever.
It was fine. We were there for Mother's Day. So Leah's parents and aunts and uncles and grandparents and
So you do
grandkids.
Mother's Day the same day that we do, but you don't do Thanksgiving the same day we do. Is that true?
Yeah, but I think they're
Now,
making
you
a pretty...
also don't do Christmas the same day either. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. Well, we do Christmas Australia style. So you know how Australia does it in August?
Mm-hmm.
That's when we do it.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, New Zealand doesn't do it at all, as Lindsay can attest.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, the
sad.
colonies do things a wee bit different.
Sure. The members of the Commonwealth have their own.
We even have our own
Plan.
Olympics called the Commonwealth Games. It's actually true.
I know it is.
Oh yeah, you're a
Don't
sports
doubt
person.
me. I'm an expert on all things Commonwealth.
What's your favorite sport in the Commonwealth Games?
Cricket, of course.
Yeah,
try me again. Hit me with another stumper.
Where is the next Commonwealth Games being held?
Where? Just a second. I'm
Just a second while you go through your memory palace.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be in Australia on between 4 and 15 April 2018. Sorry, it just I got a little something distracted me.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well.
What now? Yeah.
Now, did you know Australia is in the continent of Oceania?
I think is that the official name?
I don't know.
I was taught in school that Australia was just in Australia.
I was taught the identical thing, but I'm looking at Wikipedia now, and it has country Australia, continent Oceania. Have we always been at war with Oceania? I think so.
I certainly am.
1984 goof. Yeah, I guess Oceania. Because otherwise, it really just it's. If we don't make the continent slightly bigger than Australia itself, we're leaving out a considerable portion of the surrounding countries, like say New Zealand, which I guess would be continentless.
I think. Well, yeah, no, it's not continentless. It's New Zealand is on the continent of Middle Earth.
I thought you were going to say New Zealand is just like southern, like we just call it like East Australia.
Okay, so that's what they called it in the mid 1800s, right. But by the early 1940 or so, it was widely considered and legally ratified once the United Nations was formed as being a part of the continent of Middle Earth. Most people don't know that.
Well, the League of Nations tried to do that, but because the League of Nations didn't have military power, it wasn't able to actually get it done. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I think we're really killing some middle school social studies right now.
Absolutely.
What else did you learn?
I'm sure all of New Zealand will be happy to hear
incorrect.
What did I learn that was incorrect? That you can always trust QuickTime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I learned that. I learned when I was in like grade 3 or 3rd grade, Canada got a new territory. So none of it is a thing. So now we have the 10 provinces.
I believe we got a new state in the mid 90s, the state of Ontario.
Yep.
Most people don't know that either.
No, you got Ontario. It was all part of the Louisiana Purchase.
Yeah, very complex geopolitical machinations sort of made this all happen.
Yeah, it turns out if you keep going up the Mississippi, it connects with the Great Lakes. It really just bisects America pretty evenly down the middle. So Thomas Jefferson sent Lewis and Clark out on their little expedition. They came back and said, "We found Toronto. They got a big tower up there, but it's ours now."
Yeah, they put a flag in it and claimed it for God's most holy nation.
Yeah, but it took about, I guess we're saying like 200-ish years for the paperwork to get finalized, and that happened in the 90s.
Well, bureaucracy, like the government.
Especially your government.
It takes forever.
Oh, man.
Wait 9 hours in one of your socialist doctor's offices, am I right?
Well, we don't even have doctors anymore. Now
that explains why you wait so long.
Well, now that Britain's re-elected their conservative government, they've actually shut down healthcare services for the entire Commonwealth.
Huh.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. No,
I didn't know that. We don't really pay attention much to your news up there in northern Montana or whatever it will be.
No, David Cameron hates poor people. So we're.
Well, who? To be fair, who doesn't?
I don't.
They make us all feel worse about ourselves. Yeah. So. I get it.
Not me. No, it just makes me think. It makes me like warmly smile and think about all the good works I've done.
Can you tell our listeners one of these good works?
I don't want to.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I don't know if it's appropriate to talk about.
No, I think it's absolutely appropriate.
Look, Jesus didn't brag. I don't brag.
Well, but I think we could make an exception.
Okay. I gave one of the guys that sits out front of Starbucks on my walk to work. I gave him a $20 Starbucks gift card the other day.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really sweet.
I had to go in there. I've been thinking about this for a while. I've just been walking by him and kind of smiling because I never have change ever. So I went in to buy a gift card for a friend's birthday, and I was like, you know what? Make it 2. And gave him one on my way.
That's really sweet.
Yeah. So, I mean, basically, I'm not going to say that I'm better than, say any given prominent religious figure. But I mean, let the numbers show.
Sure.
That's all I'm
the
saying.
story will speak for itself.
There's a $20 gift card in the JCK column. Jesus didn't even have Starbucks. So point to this, JC.
That moves you from the naughty list to the nice list.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's our sacrilegious podcast.
Yeah, we better close this out before you lose anything again. And maybe next week we'll talk about the app, because it'll be a couple weeks. I think we'll have made some progress. We'll be ready to maybe share something.
I think it'll be out, and we'll be rich.
Yeah, well, definitely rich for sure.
Well, I just bought a house, Christopher. I'm kind of counting on this cash.
Kind of need the money.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's our Big Dumb podcast. The next section of our show is when we talk about being consumers. Oh, you're back in the land of Amazon. How many things have you bought since you landed?
Oh, I haven't bought anything since I landed, but I bought a lot while I was over there.
Just kind of
waiting for me on my return.
For them, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I didn't want to waste any time waiting for delivery or anything, so I prepared myself early.
All right. What did you get?
Well, I got all kinds of stuff. I'm going to spread it out over the next couple weeks.
Probably for the best.
Today I can tell you about a really great book that I just finished today, called Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. It's 10 years old at this point, so I imagine that most of our listeners are familiar or have read it, but I wasn't, and I wanted to finish it because the BBC are coming out with a new miniseries, a 7-part miniseries based on the book, which I think will have started airing in England by the time this episode goes out. But I just finished the book. It's wonderful. It's sort of an alternate history of England where magic exists. It's really well written. It feels kind of like a book that might have been written by Dickens or Jane Austen or something, just the style of writing and lots of footnotes. And it's really wonderful. And I highly recommend that you read it before watching the miniseries.
Nice. Very exciting. I mean, I bought some plungers recently for the office. Now,
why did you do that?
One of the people on my team were like, "We need to get a real plunger for the men's washroom." And I was like, "I don't want to. I'm not going to ask any more questions." And I said, "Okay, I got it on Prime. It'll be here tomorrow. Don't tell me any more about the plunger issue."
Does that fall as one of your responsibilities?
You know what? We play it pretty fast and loose.
Nice.
There is a process by which I could ask our office manager to do that. But with Amazon Prime, it would be faster for me just to click the button and then expense the $12 plunger.
Sure. There was something recently, an article about how, maybe you saw this. I'll try to find it and we can try to put the link in the show notes if I can. But basically saying that bosses should be in service to their teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's a really nice example.
I 100% believe that. I think my role more than anything is to help my team get work done. And if the bathroom needs are part of that, then I guess to a certain extent I'll help them even with whatever they need in the bathroom.
It's really nice.
Yeah, that's.
I hope you hear that, Joel's employees, and I hope you test out those limits there. Find out what the boundaries are. You'll never know if you don't try.
I bought some poopery for the office.
Of course you did.
But that's kind of
what's that Jack Black movie where he makes
that's a treat for everyone though.
Do you know what I'm talking about? The movie where he makes the spray that makes poo disappear. It's I don't remember what it's called.
God, I've never seen this movie, and I desperately hope I never do.
Okay, well, hold on. We got to open up a new Chrome window here.
Okay, well, while Chris is doing that, while you're Googling, I'm going to give my...
Envy, 2004, Ben Stiller, Jack Black, Rachel Weisz, Amy Poehler. It has 4.8 out of 10 stars. So that's a good sign. Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
Christopher Walken.
Check it. Get it on Amazon Instant Watch.
7% on Rotten Tomatoes.
7. I bet the audience loved it, though. But it's like 60% audience fave.
Probably. Ugh. That's how these things usually work.
Audiences. So I read this great blog post the other day.
27%.
Oh,
sorry.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
On Nick Kalenda's website called The Psychology of Pricing, a gigantic list of strategies. And it's a fantastic post about the different types, the different ways that you can, here, I'll link to this in the show notes as well, different ways that you can do your pricing on products to, get people to buy things. So I went ahead, I thought the blog post was so good. I did exactly what I assume he was hoping would happen. I went and bought his book. So it's called
Sap.
It's called Methods of Persuasion. How to use psychology to influence human behavior. So that's my reco.
What a sap.
Yeah, again, I believe in consumerism. I believe in capitalism, and I hope the system never fails us, because it hasn't yet, and it never will.
Sure. Well, I guess on that note, let's wrap this thing up. This has been Not a Real Job. You can find us all over the internet. Notarealjob.com, notarealjob.com/iTunes or /Stitcher will get you to the show. And you can also leave reviews at iTunes. We really appreciate that. Of course, we are on Twitter, twitter.com/NargCast, /Chris Van Patten, /Joel Kelly. Any of those will get you to us. And of course, you can always send us in questions, comments, feedback, advice, etc. We get your questions over at notarealjob.com/questions, and anything else can go to notarealjob.com/contact. And of course, if you are interested in any of our gear picks, you can find those over at notarealjob.com/gear. And when you buy through the links on that page or in the show notes, we get a little sliver of that from Amazon, which helps us continue to make the show. So there you go.
I've been thinking a lot about, like, should we have a sign-off phrase like maybe a mem does, or something like that. So I think I've come up with our sign-off phrase for the show. Let me try this out on you. If the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. That's the thing I came up with.
Well, thanks for coming to the Possum Lodge, everyone, and we will talk to you next week.
Okay, just so everyone knows, that's a line from a TV show. It's not. I'm not trying to be sexist, but I guess
a Canadian TV show.
Yeah, so you haven't seen it.
I've seen it.
You've seen it, but they haven't.
Sure.
All right. Bye, everyone. Go turn your hobby into a jobby.
Adios.